Hey y'all, it's Zoe and welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I decided to push my original video back so I could talk about this because it happened pretty recently and I've been trying to figure out kind of how I feel about it. But as you can tell by the title, and if you didn't know already, China recently stopped their international adoption program. And right now, I do not have any kind of like formal letter from the embassy. I just have news articles and an email that was sent to adoption agencies. So I can share that with you all, but by the time this video posts, I don't think I will have an official letter either, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it as a Chinese adoptee, so that is kind of the purpose of making this video. So I kind of knew that this was always a possibility because I knew that adoption already kind of started to decline since like the mid 2000, since 2010 or so. Basically just meaning like it was taking longer for couples to be able to adopt. And I think a lot of that did stem from like their change in adoption rules. So they stopped allowing single parents to adopt, they stopped allowing elderly couples to adopt, like older couples, and then they did not allow LGBTQ plus couples to adopt. So they wanted like prime age, like husband and wife couples adopting babies. And then there also just wasn't as many babies either, and a lot of the babies in orphanages were of special needs or had some kind of medical thing that they needed attention to, and so the process was just taking longer than it used to when I was adopted. And then COVID happened and the world just shut down and China closed its doors. I think people were still adopting within that time period, but it just really was slowing down. And so I think this shift definitely shocked a lot of people, especially those who were in the process of adopting. A lot of people, maybe they made it super far in the process and then that was it. Their one exception was for blood relatives or stepchildren, and then if they already had travel visa approved, like all the travel documents approved, then they could go through with it. So it's very possible that people got a referral, were shown pictures of their baby, and then they will never get to meet them. It's hard for me to know that without all the facts, but that's very possible. And so for me, as someone who was adopted through China's international program, it just makes me think like, whoa, what if this happened when I was in the orphanages? In China, the age that they age out is 14 years old. So if those babies are not adopted by 14 years old by a domestic family, they will be pushed out into the streets. This end to the program might also mean less funding to international adoption. I have no idea how the foster care system works in China, like if it's good or bad compared to the US, but more kids are probably going to end up in foster care. I have no idea what the availability of foster parents are over there. And I know that they did it because of the declining birth rate and the imbalanced ratio, but I'm just like, what if this happened when I was there or when my sister was there or when any of my friends were there? And it's kind of crazy to think about, and it just makes you really grateful that I was adopted when I was, and that I've had such a wonderful life here in the US. And I'm kind of sad because there are lots of babies over there that need families. There are families here that wanted to take care of those babies that aren't going to get to. And it also makes me think about the future of birth searches. So this past summer, I was planning to do a little heritage tour, and I wanted to access my birth records and go to my orphanage and just learn more about where I came from. And now that the program has ended, I have no idea what that means for our birth records, like if they're just going to be filed away, if they're going to be thrown away. I have no idea. I definitely have mixed feelings about it. I'm not angry. I mean, I've never really been angry about being adopted, but it's definitely sadness. I'm happy in the sense that they want to try to keep the babies in China, because I do think having that connection to your heritage, being able to like live with a Chinese family is important. Of course, like that should always be a priority, is to try to keep them in their birth country. But I also think it closes the doors on a lot of potential families for that baby. And it actually reminds me of a lot of cases in the US, especially one I was learning about recently in school about a white family who wanted to adopt a Native American baby, but ICWA prevented them from doing so, and they are in this whole legal process. But anyways, I'm very sad for the adoptee community. I know that there are a ton of adoptees who are going through lots of different emotions right now, and for the adoptive parents who might have lost the chance to have that child, and then for the children in China who've lost the chance to have a family, it just makes me really sad that they won't get that chance. And I don't really have much else to say other than it's just a mixture of a little bit of happiness but mostly sadness. And I am extremely grateful that I was able to be adopted when I was, and I hope that the embassy or consulate or whatever is able to kind of explain a little more and send out some kind of a letter that can explain their decisions, but I don't have high hopes that will happen. So yeah, I know this was kind of a short video. I really don't have much to say. I thought going into this video, I really did think I would have more to say, but it is mostly just a mixture of different feelings of gratefulness. I think initially I was just in shock. I was like, oh my gosh, like this program has been running for decades and there are going to be no more babies sent over here, and it's just kind of sad because there's so many great opportunities in every country that they could potentially go to. And I think international adoption was so common because domestic adoption was not. And so it just makes me feel for those babies, because I feel like their chances of being adopted domestically are a lot smaller than their chances of being adopted internationally. So I really am just gonna hope and pray that the babies that are over there are able to find a family and grow up happy and healthy and taken care of. I mean, I have always been grateful for being adopted, that someone was willing to take care of me and raise me as their own child, but I think this really makes it stand out even more. I am even more grateful that I was able to come home to a family. I've always done the sort of like what ifs, like, oh, what if I had stayed in China? What if? But now it makes me wonder even more, like, what if this happened, like, and I stayed in China, like, would I have been adopted? Where would I be right now? It's crazy to think about. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. Not a lot, but other adoptees out there who are watching, I'm really curious to know what you think, and I'd love to start a dialogue conversation. After this video goes up, I am going to be co-hosting an event with my friend. I talk about our organization a lot. It's called Navigating Adoption. I've talked about it in a few past videos, but this video will be going out a few days before this event happens. So if you watch this after the event happens, I'm sorry, but if you're watching this the day it was posted, I'll put the date of the event in the link to register in the description box. If you would like to join our open narrative, we're just going to be having a little adoptee only discussion group on how everyone's feeling, what our reactions are to it, if you would like to join. But otherwise, I'd love to have a dialogue in the comments just to hear other people's thoughts. I'm really curious to know how you feel about it. Obviously it didn't affect me too much, but it does make me have a lot of questions and wonders and feelings of sadness and happiness and gratefulness. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.